Okay, I think we're good this time, if I see everything correctly. At least I really do hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's get started. Now time to get some stuff going, I think. Are we all clear? Okay, double checking. 1, 2, 3. How's that looking, viewers? Is that alright? Just need a quick double check if that's alright, viewers. Yep, looking good. Thank you. How does the game look? Just had to double check. Oh, still says there's a bit of a frame drop, so hopefully it gets better. But anyway, what is up, guys? This is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers, charging you joy with tonight's episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, I would also like to stress out that beforehand, we just had Kib, that if you're watching this on the same day, and you're watching my part of this, a couple of hours ago, we literally just had Kibatsu finish off the Henry Stickmin series. As someone who played through the whole of that series for the YouTube channel, I could say I loved Kib's entire mart. And all I will say is I'm going to have a lot of fun for Christmas this year. I have a great idea. Kib, watch your back. But seriously though, on the major note, it was great fun to see that, and now it's my turn to play through a game blind myself. We're going to carry on here with Case 5. So, last time, we ended up doing the first part of the trial. We managed to get a bit more thunder, found out that we got Engelbert basically involved, and we found out that we know he's involved in this more than we'd like to admit. But it appears that our little assistant, with the help of Mr. Hairlock Sholmes himself, has managed to give us a little bit of a leeway. So let's see if we can end this. So let's get this started, shall we, everybody? Just doing a quick refresh of the chat. One moment. Okay, 1 second. He's giving a, I have learned from D&D, this be concerning. Concerning? Nah. I'm a good boy. Really? Look at this face. Moving on. Alright, anyway, let's get this over with and hopefully we'll wrap up the case. So, let's get a quick history recap here. Proof the people in the door of Windy Backstone was created after the event, not before. The photograph of Gina. What are you? A print from that Detective Inferno's cameras again? Alright. My judicial assistant, Mr. Sana Mikatoba, is an extremely intelligent, capable woman. By the way, this is weird. Literally, it's all silence. Not anymore. Which is pretty nice to know. Which is... Oh, wait. Hang on. That might also be why I had my volume off, too. So I thought I'd gone crazy. I was like, why did I not hear the beeps? Beep. At the tone, the time will be 8:25 and 3 seconds. Beep. You're wrong. It's 8:36 and 12 seconds. Sorry, 1 second. But I forgot to put out the tweet. There we go. We'll do a spotlight hour? You'll never trust a DM. Oh, please. Alright, anyway, let's get this going. So, which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof. And the necessary proof is this photographic print, counsel? This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. Agreed. And it also shows the accused mercilessly wielded a gun in the direction of the defenseless broker. But more to the point... Thank you for correcting. The background. Let me see that print again. I don't believe it! That really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom, it's completely devoid of a peephole of any description. Gah! Mr. Graydon, you couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies! Oh! There's our break! There's the break! The defense has substantiated this claim beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness's testimony was entirely falsacious. Gotcha! Wrong game, Aeon! That's Apollo! That's not the only thing we know now beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. Yeah, I was waiting for that one. But more importantly... Good lord, there's more, Lord Van Sykes! The defense may have established a reprehensible insistence of perjury. But that is no proof that this man is the victim's killer. No, it just confirmed that there wasn't a hole. I was there at the scene, it's true. And I was shot in the arm, it's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here! God damn it! The fight's back! As it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he's the culprit. Still, he can't worm his way out of it now. You know what they say. The more the better! Oh, there's no point locking the cat's door after the cat has bolted. That's an ironic twist. As Hurley always says, one lie begets another. No, wait. That might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories. Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. Yeah, that's true. So technically, law states he has to testify again about what he actually knows. Fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What? Objection! Oh. Oh boy. Provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency. Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witness's statements. Oh no! Something he shouldn't have known anything about. Namely, the third gun, the peephole, or the bloodstains on the carpet. Oh, the carpet! Bloodstains on the carpet. Hold on, bloodstains on the carpet. Why do I feel like that's a line from somewhere? Oh yeah, black mark on the floor. That's gonna get some kind of Sonic Heroes. Because is it me? You say you're looking for. Let me show you who I am and who I'm here for. Yeah, the peephole would be it. It would have to be the peephole, wouldn't it? Because how would he know that? Yeah, the peephole has to be it. So like, the blood there, it's like that still doesn't change anything because it would be there. If it was the third gun, then that doesn't change it because it could be a different gun. Nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing. You're not making any sense. Then let me ask you a simple question. Sorry, just texting Heidi. On a side note to mention at this point, by the way, there's been some personal news, and I'm making a chronological part. Heidi is basically cured of most of the personal stuff. So today is a happy day. I will not explain why, but that's a reason I will keep on the quiet. Alright. But question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew of the existence of the peephole in the storeroom door? What? Well, obviously I... Aha! Has the got your tongue, witness judge? Don't join in! The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred, and once I returned to the shop having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windybanks constantly carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Well, yes, of course. The place is chock full of pawned articles and my lads had to thoroughly examine them all. So I gave the order to have officers working around the clock in shifts so we get through it all.
Well, good on you. Thank God for at least you looked at everyone else. Good on you, man. Red-handed, Eggman.
Ah! He's not gonna get away with this!
I'm half expecting his last line to be,
"No way! I can't believe this!"
Or would it be? Oh wait, no. He was going around. Would you say that Egbert was snooping as usual? I cracked myself. Oh, God damn it! Unintentional pun. Unintentional pun. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hi, Blade. Hi, Heidi. Welcome to the shop. So, yeah, Inspector Exon. My boy. Alright, therefore, you should have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. Also, I think Heidi's about to go crazy because, her new favorite friend is here. Inexplicable. Ah!
Objection!
Uh-oh. Oh, God damn it, not now! Don't show him now! Did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peephole in the door. What on earth is that possible? Wait, Gregson?
Could I have a word, please, Lord Van Sykes?
Yep, Heidi's got her stuff back.
It's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so if it's all the same to you...
Permission denied. Oh. It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes.
Of course, sir.
Uh-oh. You shouldn't have known about the existence of that peephole. Yeah. Heidi's in fangirl mode. Why can't I gotta do a cool pose. I gotta do a desk slam. I can't really do a desk slam because I got my stuff all here. So maybe my one from now on could maybe if I have a desk slam, my one could be basically like I have the hat on my head, and maybe my one is basically just like like I kind of go like sort of like a I don't know. I'll have to work on that. Oh dear. Somebody else?
Objection!
Uh-oh. There's the slam again. Stop there, my learned friend. Yeah, I don't get this. You realize I trust that the words you've uttered have extreme serious implications. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate that. This believes that the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen. Oh, goddammit, death slam! Death slam! You know, I'm gonna have to put I'm gonna put my headphones down for a minute. Yeah, do the proper death slam. I have to do that. Keep my eyes on that one. A certain person before his testimony. And in fact, considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person that could be. The person who gave the witness details of the crime scene to falsitate his testimony. Okay. So it's not okay. Iris was nowhere with us. Gina wasn't there. When the criminals would... It's gotta be Gregson. They were chatting. They were chatting with each other during this. Is the detective in on this? Oh my fucking god. Please tell me this isn't right. Is it Tobias? It can't be Gregson, could it? Oh, we can't really check the we can't really check the court record. Well, let's try it. Yeah, let's try it.
Take that!
The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson.
Objection!
You had better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my learned friend.
Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. During the course of the trial today, yeah? Must be. I'm talking shit. Which one of you viewers is talking shit? Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess, while the police executed the subpoena brought him here to the communication. Thank you. And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have no idea. No inkling that he was suddenly required by a parent to appear in court. So the only one who could have told him was the police. Suggesting that until such time as he was summoned... Yes, my lord. Until then, it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the people. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand that he realized his position. That he would have to defend himself against the accusation that he was the third intruder. You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information? So that he could commit perjury in order to save his skin? Exactly. The only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had only contact with is Inspector Gregson.
I'm in outrage! Why would I be giving away details of our investigations to this fella, eh?
Yeah, true.
I was summoned to his lordship's chambers during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that?
Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the pawnbrokery. Which means the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been in full view in the stand where such illicit discussions couldn't have occurred. Nope! No, they talked. They talked. It's testifying. Yep, when they were whispering. Especially retrieve McGilda's music box from the scene of the crime. During that testimony. It was when they were whispering when Gina was giving hers. That was the info. But why? I don't get it.
You little toe rag! You make a... Good lord, toe rag? Good lord, we're getting that one in this! I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Why would I be giving away confidential details to the likes of this bloke?
Admittedly, you wouldn't have any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make some sense.
What deal, Counsel? Ooh.
I think it's got to do with McGilded. It's gotta have something to do with McGilded. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector. You not remind the inspector that if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness
would be considered a gross case of malfeasance. Well, Objection!
It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is his nippity stunt specialty. I don't do that! But with the stakes so high, the prosecution not prepared to listen to baseless charges. Yep, we're gonna have to need the proof. Yep, here we go. Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded of the witness in return? The court must see proof of this alleged deal. Inspector Gregson really did strike a deal with Mr. Graydon. Then logically, there's only one thing he could have asked for. That must be it! Do you think it could be... It's the missing link that would join all the dots together. It's gotta be the disc! It is the nature of the alleged deal that Gregson made with a witness. Would it be the disc? Would it be the disc with the deal? If all else fails, the other option would probably be some of these. But it's gotta be the disc, right? It's gotta be the disc because of the name on it. And not to mention, remember when we started this? When we started the investigation, Gregson needed to take the disc. So there's a possibility. Yeah. Take that! Sorry, desk slam. Got a desk slam. Here's the disc, all the dots connecting. God damn, is it cryptic like that? Besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case?
What? What are you getting at now, Sunshine?
Is it possible that this other top secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper? Oh shit, was it supposed to be the newspaper? Secrets being leaked overseas from the Minister of Justice?
How the bleeding Nora could you?
During the course of this trial, a music box deposited Windy Banks by Magnus McGilded. A special box designed to play 2 discs at once. Also, I'd like to point out, how the hell has this guy learned this much English in the space of 2 months? How does he know all of these words? Took me nearly 3 years of French before I could finally string a cohesive sentence. Yes, I studied French at school. Bonjour, bonjour, monsieur, and bonjour, mademoiselle. Comment t'appelles-tu? Oh, d'accord. Je m'appelle Christopher Brown. Et tu? There you go. I know French. Somewhat. I haven't used it in a long time, though. Other leaked classified secrets. Are we getting a break on Gregson? So I put it to you, Inspector. Maybe, yeah. To recover the second of the disc containing the secrets, you currently made a deal with Mr. Graydon to get the details.
You little... Ah!
Bingo.
Order.
Why do French and Spanish always sound so similar? Because why not? Oui, ça va très bien. Et tu? It's been a long time. I still remember at least one line of my coursework. That's what I remembered. When Minnie Banksy said this, hand over the disc.
Thank you very much, so hand it over.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, mine.
I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now.
Yeah, why specifically McGilded? Scotland Yard already knew at the time, isn't that right? That Magnus McGilded was involved in the stealing of the government's secrets!
My orders... Oh! Recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry. And do it on the QT, strictly hush-hush.
So in short, he's doing this from a higher up.
You objected so heavily, I presume.
Because you knew that it contained highly confidential information.
Blimey, not likely. I mean, I wasn't sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you're not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the crime scene to the witness? To aid and abet this man in giving false testimony?
There's no other way that Mr. Graydon could have known of the existence of the people. Yeah, Hosanagid. Yeah, that's right.
No!
Good lord! The brakes!
Objection!
Uh-oh. If, and I stress, if, the sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is as we speak, here in this very courtroom. In this room? How could you possibly make a claim like that? Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective, so he'd have it.
What's that supposed to mean, eh?
He's got it, hasn't he? As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand. So in short, he's got it. Gregson's got the second disc.
The second disc actually on his person?
He generally doesn't look worried. Oh! We haven't had a yes in a long time! We have not had yes in a long time! This could only have struck a deal with each other when Ginny was testifying before, and Gregsy hasn't moved from the witness stand since. My lord, please order an examination of his personal effects.
Well, Inspector.
Huh? Gregson?
This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He's assaulted me and my profession quite enough. However, if it'll put this matter to bed and dispel any doubts about my involvement, then I'll happily submit to a body search.
Wow! The precipice on which you now teeter, my lone student friend. You made a most serious allegation against Scotland Yard. Vex, no disc is found. You will be deemed unfit for court service. Shit! Reprimanded? Fuck! A student makes such defamatory remarks about our country's most senior police force is not something Her Majesty's government will be able to overlook. The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences. It's a setup. Yeah. I don't like this. Somehow, something doesn't feel quite right here. One final time. Here we go. Do you still persist in formally requesting a search? Oh, search someone else. Yeah, he did. Oh, this is horrible. We could search somebody else, but the only other people I could think is who's there on there. And not just talk about those fish and chips. Yeah, you're definitely right. Oh, I don't know where we go with this. God damn it, get messages. Okay, sorry, getting a message from from somebody. Okay, quickly deal with this one, deal with this one. God damn it, bloody messages. Okay, what are we thinking? What's everyone thinking about this? Because I really can't think of a bloody thing. Probably. Okay, it would, I don't know. Hang on! Wait! Didn't he manhandle one of the Skulkin brothers? I literally just remembered when you said break character, I was trying to think. Didn't he break character with that guy too? That could be it! Could it be Nash? Could it be Nash? Did I actually get this, or is it something else? So you weren't warned, but your typical nippity stubbornness may well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson will do you some good.
Fair enough. I've got nothing to hide.
Objection.
Oh. Oops. Search, but not of Inspector Gregson. What? Now what's all this? For a minute I thought I pressed the wrong button. No, Inspector. Not you. Somebody else.
What's the meaning of all this, eh? Lost it the last time, you sunshine? The court shouldn't have put you up with this nonsense. You've been completely irrational.
Who? Iris! So you should respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way. Well said, young lady. Good on her. This court is in awe of the defense counsel's conviction and eagerly awaits his next words.
You what? Now don't be hasty, my lord.
Go on, Iris! I'm really hoping I thought this because it looks like this is the right way. Who do you request the search now? So the options, just in case, if it's somehow not him, it would have to be Ashley, but they never touched. So the only other person it would be Nash.
Take that!
Mr. Nash Skulkin. Well, I never.
Yeah, Brownie. Me?
Him? Come on. Witness and conductor Thursday. Oh! Oh! He broke? Scotland Yard has to... Oh. Why?
Objection!
No. Not now, it's not. Yeah. In this courtroom, only the prosecution and the defense have the authority to object. But Lord Van Sykes! I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. I feel smart. At least I hope. I really hope I got this. I really made them carry out the search. Oh. Now hold on. Oh. Hello. Got it out. Is that a break? Is that a break? Oh, ah. Let's go! Yes! That's the disc! Let's go! Booyah! Yes! When you all said bro character, I was so thinking. Thank you. Yes! There was a reason for that. I don't know nothing about it. Nothing. Gregson's broke. Grayson's quiet. His brother looks like he didn't know a damn thing. Second music disc. And there we go. Listen. Booyah. Order, order, order! Mr. Skunkin, what have you to say for yourself? Gordon Bennett. I mean, just Gordon Flaming Bennett. I swear I didn't know nothing about that disc. Honest to God. Counsel, would you please explain? Yeah, it's when they grabbed. This alleged deal that was struck behind the witness? Ooh, what's gonna happen to you? Without question, my lord. And all these breaks. Why on earth was this man in possession of the disc? Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. But at one particular moment in this trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a brief moment. I don't recall. What unusual behavior? Oh! It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket? To nothing of the sort. And there was the break. Graydon answered my questions. The inspector grabbed Nash by his coat. Hey, didn't know. Thought me noggin was gonna fall clean off, I did. I was wishing I'd been born as me brother, I was. And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that? I ain't got a clue. He just suddenly turned and grabbed me whistle like that. So he literally just did it. So did Nash really not know? Blighters, didn't you mention the third gun when we got shot down to the station? That's what he said. Yelled it right down my ear hole, he did. You're still throbbing now. So that's when it happened. And it behaved then was extremely out of character. But looking back now, it must have been that he did it. That was the opportunity Gregson created for himself to hide the disc. Oh, bless my wig. He hid it. You. But I'm afraid I fail to comprehend the motive here. If the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? This is a court of law. He could have submitted the item as evidence. It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Why ever not? As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment has some special conditions. Acquiring McGilded's goods. Whew. Medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry, and do it on the QT strictly hush-hush. Hush-hush? A top secret assignment, is it? As far as we're aware, the information stolen comes from confidential government communications. It would seem that if this information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic. They don't want it going public. Does that sum up the situation, Inspector?
I'm operating under direct orders from the
Ministry! To answer that question. So, realizing there was a chance that you may be searched in court, you took steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness.
Does this mean?
He only pretended to attack Mr. Skulkin in order to get close enough to him to slip the second disc into his pocket. Got him! Graydon's not bludged. He's not flinching.
And you, Mr. Graydon? Are you prepared to admit to the accusation made against you with this alleged deal?
Admit to it? Yours truly? But what? He's still denying? Mr. is uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed the disc to the inspector.
Objection!
Oh! That is technically true. The reason why you knew about the peephole. I'm under no obligation to explain. Yes, I lied in my testimony, that I admit, so sentence me accordingly. But this is all I admit. Murder, leaking government secrets, striking a deal with a detective. All of this is this Eastern man's fancy. I have no idea what any of this is about. Yeah, fucking plead the fifth. How can he plead the fifth? He's British. That's an American constitution, but it still works. It's a ruling. It's generally the ruling court. You cannot say anything that puts yourself under stone, no matter which way you look at it. Alright. Making a deal with Mr. Graydon to acquire the disc.
Ladies and gents of the jury, as a Scotland Yard inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am acting in the best interests of the country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. So, as members of the public of this fine country, I'd like to think that justice will be your guiding...
Oh, is he persuading the jury? What? Encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness... Tumor? It's not a tumor. Don't know that word. Tumultuousness. That's about as close as I think I can get. Help. Close enough. Nevertheless, in the absence of any further evidence to be presented, I believe it's time that we put the matter to the Oh no. Well, now, as a fellow servant of Queen and Country, I must say I sympathize with the... Uh-oh. Tumultuousness. Thank you. Uh-oh. What are you doing? No! Eyes doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It's all blurred to me.
Well, as a fellow professional, I'd like to put my faith in the detective, really. Uh-oh.
Great in this... Oh, no! No! No!
Detective has very much trusting eyes. More than this, I cannot say. Niet. Also, behold my pet mouse. He works well with, he works very well with Wi-Fi.
What, he says W's instead of V's. Fuck. Damn it. God damn it! To produce some definitive evidence right now, then, we're going to lose. Some proof that Graydon killed Mr. Windybank or stole the secrets. Or some evidence to force Gregson to admit the truth. Oh, God damn it! damn it. Unless you have some compelling evidence you have not presented to the court. And the judge called on the juries to announce that Gina's found guilty. Do we even have the new disc? We don't have the new disc yet. Okay. Okay. Who do I... Oh no, not again! Oh no, not again! Oh no! Fuck! We are literally... We can't do the third option. Because the third option's ending this. What the fuck do we do? Yeah. So the question is, who do we do it at? Do we do it at the pompous prick or the detective? I really don't know. Let's check. Let's check. Okay. Let's check what we got. So... yeah, we're checking. Okay. The tickets. We've done with both of them. I don't think the manuscript has anything to do with this. McGilded case notes. To a witness testimony. Nope, that does nothing. What's up, cop? Paper. Gregson didn't like the best discipline. That's a good point, yeah. So, would it be the disc again? Or would it be the music box? It's gotta be the box or the disc. You're right. It's gotta be the music box. It's gotta be the music box. I get the feeling... You know what? I apologize by this. Save scum. I am save scum. I don't care. Killer says the disc. It's gotta be the disc or the music box. Alright. Let's do this proper. I do think it's Gregson we've got to show it with. But which one do we show? Okay. Place thoughts, boys. Where we dropping? Box or disc? I do think it's Gregson. I think Gregson is the one we need to break because he's trying to do the pleading. So I think it would make sense to shut him down. The question is, which one do we do? Aeon says box. Cot says box. Killer says disc. Eon says disc. Blade says box. That's 3 for box, 2 for disc. I think, you know, let's try box. If it's not, we save scum. That's the reason we got it. Let's try Gregson with the box. Listen, there is one final piece of evidence I would like you to see. Yeah. I mean, it would make sense. Let's try it. Let's try the box and see what happens. Is it you did in fact strike a deal with the witness here today? Then you leave us no choice but to examine this piece of evidence thoroughly.
Well, go on.
Last chance. It looks like I'm gonna have to force his hand here. One final piece of evidence to get this detective to admit. Well, let's try it. Everyone? We know what we gotta say. 2 words. All together, let's give it a shot and pray. 3, 2, 1. Take that! Was that it? I think it was the box, because the picture came up. I think it was the box. Fuck you, that works too. It was the box. Seem ready to play. I think perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second disc we uncovered. That should have been it. Goodness, this disc console. Oh, Gregson. No, wait, I can't let you do that. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's a break. Because it's got nothing to do with this case. That's why.
Objection.
We're the ones who decide that one, fucker. We decide that one. That the sounds heard by the court earlier from this music box were part of a Morse code message. Aha, Graydon! We know that Morse code comprises of 2 distinct tones. The defense believes the second disc contains the second tone needed to complete the message. Now we have a chance to confirm that theory. Who are you, Professor Layton? And now we have a chance to test my theory. A true gentleman always solves a puzzle with grace. It would have been the first we had multiple. It wouldn't have been the first time we had multiple choices in this game. Maybe. I still think Gregson was the right person, but maybe the disc or the box, probably. But the box seemed more likely in my view. For crying out loud, Sunshine, we're talking about state secrets here. If you go letting the whole courtroom hear confidential information like that, it's treason. Then do you admit the charge? That in order to protect those state secrets, you engaged. Oh, we're forcing the deal. You're mad. If you let that secret information out into the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot.
Objection.
Ooh. Expect that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leak confidential case details to a witness. That you continue to lie to court, not because by fair means or foul you determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare. I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of. Oh. Van Sykes. My lord, if you please. The court must hear the sounds made by that music box. Come on, Van Sykes, for Pete's sake, stop him!
Objection!
The desk slam with the foot! Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law, so let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth. By fair means or foul. Van Sykes, let's go! They're all broken! They've all broke on the stand! They've all broke on the stand! Stands here and that of the prosecution have been made very clear, I feel. Therefore, in accordance with the defense's request, the court will now listen as this music box is set in operation once more! This time, with the second disc in place, both discs playing simultaneously. I think it's over. Is it? There we go! They let it play! Yep, that's Morse code. Hold it! Alright, I admit it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that blooming box up! Done. Everyone, a toast. I think case closed. Egson, Did you or did you not strike a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Graydon? Specifically, did you furnish the confidential details in exchange for this music box? He's gone quiet.
I did.
Ah! Stop! What are you doing, man?
It's all exactly like the young Eastern lawyer said. When the trial resumed after the recess and we were stood here in the stand together, that's when he approached me with the deal.
Shut up, you imbecile! Shut up! Psst, you there. You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbroker the other day, aren't you? Yeah. I may have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. So how about a trade? I suggest you accept, or information that may leak in a certain individual's uncomfortable will soon become very public indeed.
I couldn't let that information become public knowledge.
Yeah, we got literally Edgeworth at the very start, which I like.
And told him details about the case that should have put him in the clear. The peephole in the storeroom door and the bloodstains on the overcoat.
By giving false testimony, the witness intended to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. You still revealed those details to facilitate the witness' perjury.
I did. But then it turned out the peephole had only been made that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest.
Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself now? There's nothing and no one left for you to hide behind. I think we call this a case closed, don't we, everybody? I'm putting the hat up. I classify this done. Inspector, in order to escape conviction of a very serious crime, namely this. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbroker on the night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Wendybank!
You...
Oh, Lord! Traitor! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! What the fuck? Holy shit! That's it then. It's all over. Holy fuck! Why are there the dots? I despised my life growing up, those slums of vile places. I was cursed from birth, born into poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had was never spent on me. So I set about studying to better myself, to one day escape from that hellhole. And you eventually became a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decided to try to sell government secrets. Why? The money. It's the money again. Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now, years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted to drown them out with more money than anyone who lived in that squalor could ever imagine. And one day, I met him. Magnus McGilded. You're a fair one for a quarter terrant, so you are. I've money to throw you away if you're interested. All you need to do is go along with me in a little plan now. He's supposed to be Irish. I was to steal the minister's telegraphic message logs and McGilded would buy them for a handsome sum. As I was responsible for inspections of the minister's communications officer, obviously it was a simple enough task. The lure of the devil's offerings, how easy it is to succumb. But you must surely have realized the seriousness of the crime you were committing. And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable. By using the music box. So it was Graydon's idea. My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child. Yes, Mr. Mason Milverton. That's right. He was very skilled with his hands. He'd once been a music box maker's apprentice. I imagined his skills would be sufficient to create a machine that would generate Morse code. So I sought out my father again, to employ his services. It was the first time I'd seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier. Storybook. Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you've become, eh? He was a different man to the one in my memory. A thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason. So I made up a story. I've got some work for you, Father. I need some music box discs made. Music box discs, eh? A musician friend of mine has written some music he wants to sell to the public. I brought the score with me. There are two, actually. I'd be delighted, son. It's been 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Fetch me tools, would you? They're in the loft. That's how I had him make the two discs. Thereby splitting the information in two. You were taking considerable precautions indeed. It was to protect myself as much as anything. It meant that I could deal with McGilded in two separate transactions and get more money. That's clever. I don't want to admit it, but it's what I always say about criminals who do something like this. It's clever. It's diabolically clever. That's not me praising them. It's me scared of them. The first involved the first of the two discs and the music box for playing them. Exchanged them with McGilded for 10 guineas. Then on receipt of the second disc, he would pay 1,000 guineas. He would literally go rich. He would literally go big. That was 2 months ago. Was the second part of a deal the exchange of the second disc? Yes. I'd sold the man information that way a number of times already, and it seems he became reluctant to part with his money. But that doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. For why was it on the omnibus 2 months ago your father, Mr. Milverton, was the one dealing with Mr. McGilded and not yourself? When I received the 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with McGilded, I decided to give 200 to my father for his troubles. That's fair. He did something. That was nice of him. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out that I must be involved in something dubious. And when he did, he said to me, "Next time there's an exchange, you'll let your old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore." Jeez, why is after one? That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from McGilded. That's it. He had no idea what was actually on the discs I'd asked him to make. He never knew. Just like I'll never know why everything went so horrible. Hold on! Does that mean McGilded was actually planning to kill Graydon, or did he suss it was the father? That's a strange one. All I know is that the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home. It was only then that I found out what sort of monster McGilded really was. So after 10 years of not once uttering it, I swore on my father's name. To exact revenge. Shh. Oh! As anyone with even the remotest knowledge of the man will no doubt be able to imagine, McGilded... Hold on. No. Was it Grayson? Was Grayson the one who set fire? Was Grayson the one who set the fire? To crush any semblance of justice in his trial. A crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and witnesses were bribed. The trial 2 months ago was a farce from start to finish. We had barely touched British soil back then, and I walked into that hornet's nest completely unaware of the sinister background to it all. I'd made plenty of money out of my dealings with McGilded by then, so I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. McGilded himself had shown me that. Are you saying that... I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything to his favor in the courtroom to ensure that he walked free, he rigged the fucking scene! He did the fire! It was Grayson! As if on the trial here 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly. So it was all and connected again! How the fuck did he do it?
Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. They're gonna examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. Oh my fucking god. So McGilded he could examine the omnibus again. An imposter hired by Graydon. Okay, wasn't Graydon himself. McGilded used his wealth to manipulate the trial. He paid people to adulate the omnibus with all manner of false evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie on their testimony. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. I mean, I gotta hand it to Graydon. I don't think McGilded saw it coming, so you know what? Points for effort, I guess. Not many, but some. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilded inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That's how I avenged my father's death. Gee, a spine-chilling account indeed. But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end. Wait. Oh my fucking god. Send. It's gotta be the disc. The second disc, which my father had taken to exchange with McGilded. Ah, yes. There was indeed no mention of it in the man's trial 2 months ago. Clearly because it had been removed from the scene of the crime. Realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I dealt with McGilded. This is the first of the 2 discs, and the music box you need to play them. Well, look at that now. What an ingenious little invention. So then, as promised, 10 guineas for you, young man. What's this? Windybank's pawnbrokery? Aye, 'tis a pawnbroker's ticket, so it is. Ye can use it to redeem an article I've deposited there for ye. There's no need to give a name, just hand over the ticket and tell the fiend the watchword. I'll put a jewel in pawn for ye. It'll fetch a good 10 guineas if you sell it, so it will. I've never heard of a pawnbroker being used in quite that way before. Have ye not, Mr. Graydon? London's pawnbrokeries are very useful places, you know. Each one is like an extremely secure vault. This is fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. So I knew that if he'd taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. And that on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone. Gina. I remember now that when we first met you at the Windy Banks that afternoon 2 days ago, you had a description of Mr. Strahd written down. How did you know who you were looking for? From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. Realized immediately that she was another of McGilda's pawns, that he must have threatened her somewhere. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket, so I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline. Clever. Gina thought it was a chance for some money, and she instantly took it. Needed to do was wait until the girl went to Windy Banks to redeem the articles. But unfortunately, she redeemed them only McGilda's overcoat and the one disc that was in his pocket. The all important music box with the second disc inside was still missing, because it had already been forfeited 2 days earlier. Yeah, good question. I don't know. For that fact, had I not been, I could have avoided my nighttime excursion. Oh, Gregson! Meanwhile, as our investigation into the stolen government secrets was progressing, we'd picked up on the fact that McGilda was involved. Inspector, you've recovered fast. Yeah, it's well strong-bodied. My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible, so we started gathering this fellow's possessions and examining whatever we could lay our eyes on. Hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on at the yard to keep it as quiet as we could. And then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbrokery that day, I became nervous. I was sure the music box and the second disc was still in that shop somewhere, so I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. That's what prompted you to break into the place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers. What happened that night in the pawnbrokery, I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I'd located the music box I'd sold to McGilda on the shelves of forfeit articles. And the second disc was inside? Yes. I slipped it into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened. What are you doing in my shop? The bang. The shot. A gunshot rang out in the shop and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm. The broker fired his gun and the bullet pierced your limb. Yes, exactly. But unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. And thus... There we go. That's the bang. Before I knew what was happening, I'd fired back. The man had already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storm. So this wasn't so much an accident, this was a fleet of the moment. Like he thought, he just did it. It still doesn't justify it, but at least we understand why. A sorry, sorry tale. It all took place in the blink of an eye. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that happened. I really don't know how to feel about this one. It doesn't completely change what happened, but this was all down to McGilda. McGilda manipulated this and pushed him to breaking point. That's my instinct. You called McGilda a monster, a man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crimes of murder. What tragic irony, for what you have done is exactly the same. Yep, used his influence for the same thing. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilda. Yes, I think I have. I'll at least say this. Cheers to you, Grayson. No, it doesn't. But at least we have a reason. It was McGilded. It was all down to him. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon?
He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Windybank and the stealing of government secrets.
Very good. And you, Inspector, regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself. Huh. Yes, my lord, of course. It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable. Gregson. Oh yeah, I forgot she was actually still here. No offense. Vacation. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, sir. Guard up squadron standing by, sir. This is really it now.
Yep.
The last push, the final call, the finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts.
Mr. Foreman. I think we know what's coming. Let's do it.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Flick those flames! There we go! That's the stuff. I'm off the hook! Oh, thank God. Finally is the word. I really wasn't sure if we'd come out on top there. Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world. I wouldn't say best, but not finished with you yet. Eh? What are you looking at me like that for? Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to Uh-oh. Yeah, because he didn't want to use his hands.
2 months ago, in my courtroom, no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Windybuck's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilded's property, it seems.
Breaking and stealing. And false testimony. I have never done nothing of the sort. Gina. I thought you were gleefully wearing McGilded's coat in your cell yesterday. Oh, and just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Gina this evening. Turning our attention to the uh-oh. Determining that when played together, the music box disc contained a message in Morse code was, well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, Counsel. Why are you toasting? Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. Oh, wow, something you didn't know. Good lord! In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast to demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom. Ah! Very sorry about that. It was the only way that I could get Inspector Gregson to admit what he'd done, so... May I say something? Oh? Oh! Juror number 5! Now the sounds produced by the music discs before. And, really Morse code? What? Well, it's just that I'm really rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact. Goodness, madam, an unhealthy level of obsession one feels. But I must say that in my opinion, the sounds produced by those 2 discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of 2 different notes. What?! What? This is the music box again. Are you off your nut?
How many times do I have to tell you those discontainments are secret, Sergeant?
This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government's communications. We know McGilden conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies, secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further. But it's really going to bother me. Yeah, me too. Iris is pondering. Does Iris know something? Yeah, my lord. That which you have seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing. Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim category of depravity. So he did it wrong, maybe? Well, any child. Come on, it ain't nothing I don't see most days in the back slums. I beg your pardon? If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes. But look, I reckon I've worked something out today. The world ain't fair, but if you want it to change, you've got to start at home. You've got to change how you are yourself. Maybe. Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I really look forward to the born-again Mr. Strahd never gracing my courtroom with her presence again. Is this it? With regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Windybag, proprietor of a pawnbroker business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, not guilty! Yes! Whew. She joined the fireworks! Well, that's one way of doing it. Good on you, Gina. That is all. Court is adjourned. Yeah, we're in the fucking nick too. Oh! Not yet. What? On a personal note, I must say that you surprised me, my Far Eastern friend. Oh! Despite being a Nipponese, you saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman, and at the same time saw through the grim to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures. I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside. You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom. Oh Lord, we actually have a rival! When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Through you, I hope to look into the eyes of that man I once knew and try to understand. He got betrayed? I mentioned something similar earlier today about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly? Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not. In other words, you're not gonna tell us. Alright, then I'll wait for that day if I must. Yeah, would Kazuma be it? Wait! Kazuma You... Was it... Fuck. Coming to the known as the Reaper of the Bailey in my retirement from service 5 years ago gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again. Maybe. I guess we'll find out later. 17th April, 5:24 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. I wonder if they have more antechambers. I wonder if that's what it was. I guess we'll find out something. Well, let's keep going nonetheless. But where's Iris disappeared to? Oh, Gina's here though. Congratulations, Gina. I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent. Oh, god damn it. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naruhodo. You believed in me right up to the end. You're as odd as your name. What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I? No one ever has before, see? Kept a promise, I mean. Properly. That's awful. I figured something out today. All my life growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. Hey, Del, we just finished Case 5. We literally just finished it. Oh, Del just got it just as we finished Case 5. So, does anyone want to spoil this for Del? If she wants to know the truth? Someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. Yes, I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know, though, Gina, I worked something out quite recently too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your gut tells you it's the right thing to do and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for all that. Oh, she's gonna get the game herself. That's fine. Oh, well, if you say so. Don't make a fat lot of sense to me, though. I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure. For crying out loud, pack it in! I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, alright. Thanks. This is the way I see it. Oh, Kazuma! A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma, am I living up to your expectations? Turning out to be the lawyer you believed I could? I'd say that smile says it all. Pardon? Oh, interruption. Oh, God damn it, Sholmes! God damn it, Sholmes! It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruhodo. Standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity. Yes, it was me all along, I would have said when finally you noticed me. But you people, you're incessant babbling. Mr. Sholmes. Yes, it was me all along. You see? God fucking damn it, Sholmes. I love this fucking guy. Taken back to the hospital, to be honest. Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again. Oh, it's prison. I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence. How very above board. My adventures? That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruhodo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat at you. Aww. Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade? Why, you've been having a snooze in your nice soft bed. Some of us have been fighting for our lives. Well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but... Well, have a feel! Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Shows? And in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Mr. Strahd. What's that supposed to mean? What's so off-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but an acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious. Wait, a tip to the hat to me? What the fuck did I do? I just played the game. Mr. Shell's not alarming in the slightest. The Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty in the trial here was working on Winds Up Dead anyway, is that it? The very point I was trying to make, as an exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilden, in fact. But of course, I pay no attention to such drivel myself. Irrational drivel myself. Yeah, well, it don't bother me. Oh, really? Of course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like him upstairs. Him upstairs? You mean like God? Yeah, him upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside. He won't have got the wrong end of the stick. There are some coves like that bog trotter what are rotten to the core. At the very end of the day, him upstairs makes sure they get what they deserve. In short, let God smite me down. Let God smite me down where I stand. Ha! Try harder. Divine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters in his own hand and claiming lives is another. Well, it ain't like that McGilden of this world, so I ain't scared. Got principles, see? God damn it, Sholmes. A trait in you which is to be admired, Mr. Strahd. Oi! Just give a rest, alright? As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Well, oh. I love fucking jobs. Show's going. It's right, dear. I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves. What happened? As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room dressed as a bailiff. But these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. Imagine Iris, would you credit it? I'm not sure, really. Beg your pardon? I'm sorry, Hurley, but you just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have. In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. It's going to land you in trouble one day. Plot twist, maybe. Maybe Holmes will be a defendant. Oh! I'll be careful. Ouch! Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Jeannie tonight, but you won't be able to come, will you? Don't look like I'm going to be going nowhere for a little while. You were the judge's patter. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All of them offenses. What was it again? Breaking and entering, taking the doctor's stuff, what was in his lug, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense. But diving ain't an offense, it's a job, ain't it? I don't think so! Still, it has got me thinking all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Odo? Well, no, but I was never a pickpocket. Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. Oh, good on you, Gina! Oh, something that makes a difference. Good on you, Gina! Beautiful! I really hope she does it. Oh. Oh. Nothing. Oh. Strahd, the prison carriage has arrived. Mom, come with me to the rear gate. At least this one's watched the whole thing and thought this has been fun. Right. Well, looks like I'm off then. Bye, Gina, and good luck. Oh. Hold up. Oh. Huh? What the fuck? Ah! What was that for? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so... Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase, if Reto missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade. She doesn't know how to say thanks. Eh? On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you. Oh. Oh, yes. It's good advice, Jeannie. Right, I see. Well... Come on, Gina. Thanks. Oh. Really? Oh my god. That's a smile. My heart fucking melted itself. Beautiful. Hope we do. Well, quite the indomitable pick purse. Oh, I nearly forgot. I brought a paper outside. They already fucking did it? Pickpockets innocent proven. Isn't it wonderful? You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled. Oh no, how silly of me. But anyway, would you like the good news or the... Oh no, not again. Not again, thank you. Well, what do you say, Runo? Hurley? As usual, I think I'd get the bad news out of the way first. Absolutely not. I have no intention to listen to anything but good news. And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it? Let's not go there. Let's get on with this. Start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall, apparently. Well, that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort. Alright then, what's the bad news? The huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover may delayed a day more. Is Susato? We may still make it in time to wave Susie off. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! But there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky. Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Shones? I rushed to Victoria's... Give this fucking team! This fucking team! I love this game! And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole. The great detective does it again! Indeed he does! I happen to be aware of a number of the rain transport directions foibles. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary! So in short, he told the train it was going to rain and where it was going to be heavy, and told them not to make an error. Just an idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way. What are we waiting for then? To London Victoria! To Victoria Station! As long as a stepladder's not here. Oh my god, a movement! Oh my god, an actual movement! 5:32 in the morning? That took somewhat longer than I anticipated. Susie's boat must be about to leave now. Susato, where are you? Oh! Looks like she's reading something. Hey-oh! Oh! Mr. Sutter, wait! What are you doing? Booyah! What was that all about? What was that all about? We could after the trial. I mean, we heard that sailing were being delayed due to the bad weather, you see. Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go? Oh, admit your truth, Baka. It went well. She was acquitted. That's wonderful. Really wonderful news. The book you're about to throw into the sea, it was your Encyclopedia of British Law. Oh! Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. That's a little tricky when you just screamed, hold it. Oh no. So I was saying my final farewell. You were saying goodbye to law? You, Sada-san? Would I be correct in assuming it's because of the peephole, Mr. Sada? Oh, the influence of the crime scene. Deliberately altered the scene of a crime. And then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable. That reminds me. How did you even come to... You know, that was a question that did plague my mind! On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember. Mm-hmm. We did. Well, Gina gave us a little introductory She pickpocketed it! She pickpocketed the fucking thing! Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Runo's armband. Yeah, please don't do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me. Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it. Yeah, falsified... Well, not falsified evidence, more... Somebody rigged the scene to be more working, and we just had the tool to prove it, in a way. And I thought it'd be fun to see if I could take the cat flapper back, so I put it on my sleeve. Really? And then I rather forgot about it, until I found myself in Windybank's shop a bit later that night. And then... that incident happened. Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo! Right! After Mr. Naruhodo left the shop, I started to think. That door started to play on my mind. The storeroom door, you mean? Yes. If Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had on my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know. So she didn't do it to manipulate the scene. She did it to make sure Gina was okay. That's all that happened. That's all it was. Print of the shop. By one of Hurley's Red Hand recorders. Indeed, it was the first it was of the first importance, that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing. But when I looked through the hole in the door, she saw the body. Made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remembered that trial 2 months earlier. The trial of Magnus McGilded.
He manipulated the evidence to raise false testimony to secure his freedom.
It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? So she tried to do the same thing to the criminal. I mean, it would look exactly as though Gina shot Mr. Windybank. Even though I was surely she would never have done such a thing. You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime. That's right. And I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case. What do you mean? Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have to been a way to see beyond the door. For which, a peephole would be the very thing. Only the peephole I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal would know that, so it wouldn't make any difference. But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not? A trap? Is that why she did it? So is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone, not even to the police. I know, and I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong. Criminal offense, even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the peephole could save him. That was my plan. Oh. But then why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began? Oops. Hey, fellow, you're not thinking straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade. Ah. You could have been disbarred if you had been seen of no apparent temper with the crime scene. So Mr. Sara decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone. For your sake, and Miss Lestrade's. Oh, Cesaro. Truth is, when it happened, I did it because I lost a little of my faith in the law. Oh. I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But the moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant. Oh, Cesaro. Isn't comparable to what he did. Graydon is the one who laid in the witness stand using that peephole as a way to implicit Gina. And besides, if the peephole inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not at all sure that she would have been acquitted in the end. Mr. Sato, what you did saved Gina's life. It may have been wrong, but it saved her life, so it's a weird one, this one. Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh. Oh. Well, we must all be thankful that Mr. Lestrade's freedom has been assured. Exactly, although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure. I wish in the music box disc contains secret messages, Naruhodo. What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration. Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was. Oh, it wasn't? Engagements officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator, and she said the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones. As one would expect, after all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted. In cipher? I see. So in short, they were made into a different style before they could be decoded. Huh. Kind of like creating two passwords for your email address. You could never have hoped to understand the message anyway. Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-pipe problem, I assure you. You know what to do here, don't you? Asogi. Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny. Asogi? What? Something. Asogi. Wait. The message was Asogi. I wrote it down during the trial before when the message was playing. She knew the fucking message! She knew the fucking message!
message?
I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. How the fuck make any sense? That is, in English at least. So, wait. The message was... It suddenly occurred to me, you see. There's more than one Morse code, not just the... This is a Japan... It was a Japanese fucking Morse code! It's a Japanese Morse code! What the fuck? Heard once before, but I think it's based on the Iroha pengram, isn't it? You mean to say that in Japanese Morse code the message says Asogi? Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code. Iris, would you let me see that? Morse code? Yes, I spent some time studying it. Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for international... Okay, fair enough. Then might I recommend, my dear madam, that you focus your efforts on the English version? Come on, what have we got? What have we got? What the fuck? Come on. What's possibly mean? Let's make the color drain from Sasato Fan's face. Message is written in Japanese Morse code. Confirmed. Empire's been using Japanese for its secret community. Okay, very clever. Very clever. Not gonna lie. That's actually clever, Britain. The message appears to be a list of 4 people's names. Kei Asogi. Kazuma Asogi. Okay. Second is A. Shin. Okay, Shin is one we don't know. T. Guragusan. What? Gregson? What? Asian, god damn it! His name. Fourth name. Wilson? What? Holy shit. Sholmes? Only J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then after the 4 names it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all 4. And that's the end of the message, or rather the end of what you noted down, Iris. Can't believe it. Who would have ever thought those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Strange, just some disturbingly familiar names. -1. Particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan. So, Daddy could be in Japan then.
Do you want to say it or shall I?
No, it's not very likely, really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there must be lots of J's among them. Oh, thank God. John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. We can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. This is so strange. Somehow in solving the case of Mr. Windybank's murder today, we've got a fucking another one! Mouth of a very dark cave. I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering. No, I wouldn't go down that dark road if I were you. You don't want to go down that road. Oh shit. Yeah, Dad. Forgot about that. I love timing kicked in as per usual. Seems so. I'll sail on that steamship first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Yeah, that's the place. Passenger vessel bound for Japan. You're really going then, Susie? We wish you a safe passage, Mr. Sato. Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best. To have you always by my side, to guide me and support me. Mr. Nerohodo, please, come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best Unicorn in the world. Oh. We are protecting. We are protecting. How about you know it? Good on you, girl. Yeah, Iris, I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill. A promise? About your manuscript. Ah. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Kind of forgot about that. Any of you, Susie, a promise is a promise. Mr. Nerohodo, come on, kiss him, hug him. Yes, of course. On the SS Burda, when I was dragged out from that wardrobe still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with the Sasato takedown. You know very well that I'm talking about after that. Strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sam's great legacy. Wink, wink, nudge, wink, nudge, wink, wink. I know I did that wrong. I don't care. Things were right. If I really want to believe, no, I'm sure that I'll be back soon. Farewell until then. Oh, Sasato. Cutscene! Wonder if Mr. Niet.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least.
Hey, the cat's there!
Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead.
Ah!
Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around.
Good on you, Sholmes.
After all, I have the greatest friends in the world
Oh,
on my side.
he truly understands their friends. Good on him. Stradivarius? Huh? Oh. What more? Awkward news. The railway company has decided to sue over the specialist. Oh no. Of course it would end with a huh. It would end with a huh, wouldn't it? Rushed on the line, all the other trains had to wait at the stations. But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all... Yup, of course. Oh, thank you. Oh, double Haas. Should be delivered to you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go again. Of course. Why am I not surprised? Mr. Sholmes? Yes? A word, if you don't mind. Why, certainly, any word you like. Bellow it out. Oh, we know what this word is. Everyone, you know what to say. Who knows words, and I know just the one he'll use here. Then I really must say... Objection! Bloody hell. That's what's needed in one of these games. Oh yeah. In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street from all over Europe. Something was afoot. So it transpired I had ordered them all myself. He forgot. Used by Mr. Sholmes to solve an important case. And the money I've earned consulting detective work pays a pittance by comparison. God damn it, Sholmes. That's the end of number 1. Oh, I haven't slept a wink. This manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm this busy, Hurley usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement for some dry toast and insipid coffee. Oh, Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfast. Oh, Iris. Maybe. Might get away with it. Well... Oh, shit. Witness your testimony is riddled with contradictions. Oh, god damn it. I forgot about these two. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. Witnesses, my courtroom is no place for your petty arguments. Oh, shit. So they're doing their case now. Whoops. Who's the defense in that, if there is one? Oh, Hosonaga! Delivered the Russian dancer to shore in Shanghai. I laid low on the steamship for a while. But last night I apprehended an extremely suspicious Japanese national... Oh no! Oh no! Wagahai had a kitten! Whoops! Okay. Oh! Investigation would be the gold standard for policing in the new age. I dream of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline. Like a great clock, in fact, whose hundreds of parts mesh together in perfect unison. I'll give credit. Now, if you excuse me, I have but 2 minutes and 30 seconds until my next appointment. I have to admit, I genuinely thought Strongheart was going to be a villain, but nope, shuts me up. Fair play. Well, I'll admit. Well played, good sir. Oh, Gregson, the latest Rand's magazine is out, and I'm in it again. Whenever I say that one line she wrote now, I get a standing ovation. Want to hear it? Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't ruin my opinion. Drinks tea. Ah, her ladyship puts me to shame. So it looks like Gregson at least still got to keep his job. Well, I'm at least happy he kept his job. By lucky or foul. Oh! Been visiting the old girl on a daily basis, of course. Joni, my old jailbird. Must say, battling with those bally stairs every day has done wonders for the Dicky Peg. Managing rather well with the housework too. Got his maid business checked up, I'd say. Hope the gossiping neighbours don't realise the man of the house is his own maid. Oh, he at least got to see his wife. Happy ending for them. I'm at least happy that took at least a happy turn. Oh, these two, yeah. Rolly back on the beat again, so Rolly kept his job. The Reaper Nothing until Honda's won't change. I'm a better Bobby now, looking out for Londoners. They dropped half pennies on my lovely wife. Oh, hey, pennies. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, brother. Well, at least they kept a happy ending. Fair play. Gina. Looks like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day for a natter, so it ain't too boring. She's always going on about all them cases what Sholmes is looking into. Criminal investigations are kind of interesting when you get into them. Wait, is Gina gonna be a detective or a police officer? Go Gina, I'd love to see that. Just don't come back. Don't be a Maya. Please don't be a Maya. Oh, Graydon. Yes, I renounced my upbringing and chose a life of sophisticated crime. But regrets? Please. Oh, god damn it, Nash! Hey, Nash, we used to know. You got time in here to plan the comeback of Milverton and Scoggins Milk Run, right? The three Muscowatsits? Milk in the neighborhood for all it's worth. Oh. Well, at least they're all together. All three together. Well, at least they have a happy company with each other. Yeah, I love these ending skits. They're fun. Susato? This past 6 months has been a time I shall remember forevermore, quoth the Raven. Goodbyes and wonderful encounters, I've come to realize that's what life is all about. Naruhara-san, I promise. Assistant will return to you one day. But for now, I leave you with many memories and a heartfelt wish. And life will treat you well. Oh, wait, I missed that ladder. Please tell me that ladder didn't count. Oh! That's beautiful. That is a beautiful end picture. I like it. I like that, yeah. Pussycat! Got too engrossed into that. Huh? This has to be the rest of the credits. Right. Well. What the hell do we make of this? I think it's fair to say that this first case has been this first game has been an absolute treat. This got what was missing, in my opinion, from the old Phoenix Wright games. The sudden change, the sudden plot twists, the things that you don't see coming. And it made you think. And this is only the first one. There's the second one in this bundle after this. And the big question is, what the hell is waiting for the rest of this story after this?
Oh, Mr. Niet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that fucking snake! Giselle Brett's fate's also unknown. Yeah, for the moment. Yeah, we don't know that fate. We don't even know what's happened about the other few people in all of this. But... oh. Going on without him. Bitch! Yeah, even though it was an accident. Bitch! No, I'm kidding. No, it genuinely was a complete accident, and I feel sorry for her in that. But, overall, yes, they all connect with each other, and it works. So I think it's fair to say, everyone, that I think we can all agree that this was definitely a step in the right direction again. And I really cannot wait to play the second one again. I have missed this feeling. I have missed the entire feeling of this whole event. Oh no! Oh, Eon, I'm sorry. I hope at least things get a little better, and obviously as well that if I can at least brighten the day just a little bit.
Oh, speaking of Brighton, there's Mr. Sunshine himself, McGilded.
Bitch. Oi, what would you prefer? You want me to go back to my Irish? I can't do an Irish accent, but this is about as good as it's gonna get. Just keep yourself strong, okay, Eon? Keep yourself safe and get yourself tested. That's all you can do at this point. Just keep yourself safe and keep yourself tested, okay? But I think we can all look at... Oh, okay, the fainting. Yeah, I was thinking that was the tea there. But I think we all can agree, if we can all agree with this game, that this was definitely experience, and I loved every single minute of this first one. The characters are memorable, the stories work, the plot twist in every moment in the middle has been amazing. So, I think I'm looking forward to the second one majorly. Just to stress the fact to all of you out there, I'm still playing this blind. I have no idea what is going on ahead. When am I playing part 2? I'd say there's probably not a harm in at least looking at the beginning of part 2, just to see what we're getting into. I'd say we could probably start the part 2, just maybe not a great deal. Might as well at least have a look at its opening. No harm in that. If you guys want that, I'm perfectly okay. I mean, I'm eager. I'm not gonna lie, I'm eager. But I don't want to just charge in. But I wouldn't mind jumping the second one. But to answer Cotwell's question, yes, I do. He got a lease of life with what happened when he worked with the Professor Layton series. And this is what the result of that occurred. He did his own thing and it worked. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Finn. Picking this up and doing it again? Go for it! I say we at least look at the start. No harm there. What are these fucking pictures? Hey! Fleeting farewell! We got this trophy. Completing the game. Completing number 1. That is how you do it. I can see why that was a cliffhanger. Oh! A new background. Yeah. Oh, I just noticed the name. The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Oh wow, look at the time difference. That was a 2-year gap. Now I also know that there is a trophy in the game. Let's see. Accolades that have accrued. Okay, so there's actually trophies. Okay, so you give me the full trophies. Perfect. All the accolades. So what have we got? So this is completing all that. All extra escapades. Playing the game in all available outfits. Dug around to find every argument of shovel and spade. There you go. The top rung. Finding all ladder and step ladder. Herlockian reading every new idea on Iris's blackboard. A hidden Father Fraser having named... Okay. Examine Miss Queen's... Okay, this is stuff for episode 2. Best chips in... Wait. Well, that confirms it. Gina's coming back. That confirms it. Didn't mean to do that, but oh well, that's my fault for looking at this. Okay, so we can put on these. The outfits are only available for use in the Grey State's Attorney too, so we can put on the other suit. So Iris's homemade suit. Iris's homemade dress. Oh, I kind of like that. Soames's Japanese jumble mix. I fucking love it. We are putting this on. We are Okay. 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 Let's at least look at the start. Let's at least look at the start of Ace Attorney number 2. Oh wow, we got the trophy already. Bestroke and Taylor. Play the game with all 3. Perfect, we done it. And let's see how this starts. Oh!
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital.
Sasato.
You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court. Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened. Just 2 months after arriving home.
It's with another awful...
So I came here today to ask something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court. For the only time in my life. As a lawyer. So please, I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
There's a fucking fate! I fucking love this!
I don't care that she got it!
You stop now at your own peril. What did I do? I did nothing wrong. Okay, you know what? You know what? You're right. You're right. Let's stop. Let's stop. Let's do this proper next time. What the fucking hell? keep playing. Everyone says keep playing. You're saying I should keep playing. I wish I could, but there's a problem. I'm at work for 6:30 tomorrow morning, so I need some sleep. So I gotta stop. As much as I know people would love to play. You all say keep going. I can't. I gotta... You know what? Fine. We're gonna go. You know what? Fine. We'll go for another few minutes. We'll find out what's going on, and then we'll stop. That's what we're gonna do. So I'd say maybe half an hour is probably the most. That's the deal. If I'm playing this, we stop half an hour from now. That's the deal. So, shush. Oh! Mikatoba! God damn it, I forgot about you. Doesn't do for a lawyer to be late. Oh, yes, good morning, sir. Hardly recognize you. You've got a fine figure, counsel. But you look as white as a sheet, and those wide eyes aren't doing any favor. Thank you. Please, I'm so incredibly nervous. I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish that I'd never been born. Oh, wow, a surprise look. Goodness, not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his own daughter, I must say. Oh, God damn it, Axel. Eugene Mikatoba, professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. A man who earlier in his life traveled to Great Britain to study the last advances in forensic medical science. And of course, my brilliant father. Excuse me, who? Oh! Would I be correct in thinking that you ought to be my lawyer in court today? Who's this? Oh, yes. Yes, that's right, miss. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life, it's a complete... This is literally Susanoo 2.0. The poses and everything. Raymembami. Raymembami. Well, proper name. What does it mean? On the same year as I as my greatest friend. Oh no. First trial, greatest friend. Here we go again. Remember. Oh my god. If I close my eyes, it won't be here anymore. The pun doesn't exist. It can't hurt you, Brownie. Took a bit for that one. So for a woman our time, she works at the university research lab helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial, accused of committing a truly awful murder. Are you feeling alright? Since we started talking, you seem to have become a little flushed. Oh my, it's just that you look so gallant and dashing. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Is this where we go this route? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We start off with a pun? And we start off with a potential Yuri? You asked for this, chat. You asked for this. This is all your fault. I don't think she knows. Oh, that's right! That's right, girls can't represent, can they?
It would seem our little plan for this trial's going to work.
Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikatoba?
If even your best friend can't see through your disguise, I think we can relax.
Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. Father? And Penny! Drop. What? Is that you, Susato? I'm so sorry I didn't say something sooner, Ray. It's just that... No, what are you doing? What's going on? We don't have another court record. You look full, just like a student. Uh-oh. I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke at 4 this morning to make a start. Dressed like that. Well, you see...
It's the only way. The only way she would be permitted into the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial.
My defense?
Yep, here we go.
Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated having been born into this body. Courts in Japan are barred to women, and are not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom, despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female alike.
Yep, I remember that being a thing.
Women are forbidden. Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door, so that I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato. Oh. You're my greatest friend. Oh, I just worry that I shan't be the lawyer you deserve. Oh no, I have complete faith in you.
And I would like to point out that those 2 guards over there have been listening in this entire time.
So strange, though. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already, and yet just because you're a woman... What a wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? Ray... Please don't look at me like that with those flushed cheeks and darting eyes. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just... You really do look so dashing. Yes, you mentioned that once or twice.
You should be pleased. It means you look convincing as a man.
I am pleased, I think. It certainly helped to bolster my confidence today. Yeah, never heard that one before, Del. Nope, never again. No, why would anyone do that? No, yeah, a lawyer defending a best friend. No. We definitely have not done this about... We've not done this a few times already, to my knowledge. Hang on, I need the other hand. I've lost track. I think we're about 7 at this point. I think this one's 8. I think. If not, it feels that high. I didn't do it. I couldn't have. Well, of course, yeah. Nothing to worry about. I mean, I'm happy that that stupid woman is the one who's got the deaf, but what the hell happened? Yes, it is. Perfectly clean. There's no doubt in my mind about your innocence, which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end in this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side, because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer. That means so much to me, Susato. Oh.
Here we go. To begin, proceed to the courtroom at once. You should go in at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty.
Oh. Stand aside! She's ready. I don't think I've ever seen her run so fast to a guilty verdict.
Well, Susato, you certainly surprised your father, going to such lengths to be admitted into the courtroom with no prior experience of being a lawyer.
And yet you give me grief. You haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming that Ray doesn't know how it came to this. Oh?
It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer... Oh, here we go again.
How many of those 7s do we dot with the same reason?
But noted that.
The reason why every lawyer is refusing to take the case? Because of whom the victim was? Yeah, the victim was that woman, so nobody cares. Thank you, Father. Are we getting him as the assistant? October, judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. Due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. Oh, there's the suit! Still, I have no choice now but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck, Naruhodo-san. Yeah, I do really want to... you know, if it's logical dictates, I swear it's gonna be pain. It's gonna be fucking pain. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 1. Yep, thought so.
Good to see you again, Your Honor. This court now in session to hear the trial of Ray Mbami.
The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency.
Good to see you too, Ouchie. Of course, this sort of gives it away. Defense counsel, are you ready?
Yes, Your Excellency, we are ready. Yep, and I still think the fact that my outfit says wrong. So calm, so collective. Ah, it's like she learned from the school of Naruhodo. Counsel, now I'm curious though. 1 minute. Yes, maybe we should. Let's just save this bit and look at the actual outfit. Yeah, we just saved, don't worry. I gotta see this. Nothing? Liquor? Well, I mean, we got the trophy, so we don't really need these. Part of me really wants to keep this one. Not gonna. You know what? For now, we'll leave them off, and we'll put them back on when we get to the appropriate chapter. Let's have a look at the actual outfit. According to your registration details, your name is, I'm scared that you've given a pun.
Ryutaro Naruhodo! What?
I love that fucking... That's a fucking... Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Oh yes, I had to come up with a suitable name for you for this little venture. So I'm afraid to say I simply put down the first name that sprung to my mind.
Well, counsel?
Yes, that's right. That's me. Yes, I am Ryutaro, he who has vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruhodo clan.
Huh.
It seems Ryutaro may need to consider how better to uphold his manly act first and not overdo it. And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Just relax and listen. Naruhodo? A fresh face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruhodo, would that perchance be? You may be thinking of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, currently in Britain. The study program. This is, his cousin.
That's right. Ryutaro here has been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in matters of law, his knowledge rivals that of any of Tokyo's preeminent lawyers.
What are you fucking doing? What a pitiful situation. Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital, the accused has to call in a country boy.
You idiot!
Please be careful, Ray. Sure. What an unrefined tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant and dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you? White skittish eyes very much suggest he is not. Ugh, I'm so nervous. While I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo... And thus, I have been waiting for those words from every assistant ever.
I understand what you're going through.
Like it or not, Izar won't. Izar won't to flit. Like it or not, Izar won't to want to flit? Is that right? Grammar Nazis! Help! Is that right? I don't know that one. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire. Yeah, I think we're gonna. Yeah, I think that's a translation error. Want to flint. Yeah, I think we got the wrong word. Its importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock, dear me. Perhaps this would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense. Oh, here we go. Tutorial. Certain other Naruhodo stood where you're standing now. This same judge tested him as well. And even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. Oh boy! To train an experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy.
Yeah, but I am not a judicial assistant right now.
Consent to answer some questions? Oh, the coat came off! Fancy, please don't make them simple. The coat came off. As simple, I couldn't forget that if I tried. And mind blank. What's the matter? Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo goes through. Like it or not, minds are won't to blank. Won't to blank? I think that is that another translation, or minds are want to blank? It's not surprising, really. It's your first time, or is this a graphical error, or a grammar error? A device spark like you is bound to flicker and falter a little. Oh dear, this is a dismal failure. Don't fret. You'd only use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant. Of course, the court record. Well, at least you instantly remembered it. Record. That's right. Just use R1 to open the court record. I need to flip to the people section. There we go. Like want, I think. Oh, fair enough. Alright, check the court record with R1. That's what the information is needed. And court record is up and running. Okay, what have we got? Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett, yep, female British. Time of death, 11th of August at around 2 p.m. Certain by examination and witness statements. A single deep stab wound from behind, piercing a lung and resulting in fatal hemorrhage. Ugh. Death would have occurred in minutes. Extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim's both eyes. Is that why the mask was on her? An eye problem? Okay. Let's see. The lead prosecutor appears to be struggling to accept the changes afoot as a result of these new turpentines. The Meiji era. Okay, new era. Well, at least it's nice to know that somebody got their fucking just desserts. What is the name of the victim in this case? Wait, Takazuchi Uchi? The prosecution? Oh. Yeah. Our guilty jailbird is now the victim. In other words...
Yes!
Oh! I love this fucking goose. Giselle Brett, a name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure.
Correct. And being a member of our Empire's judiciary, you will be well aware of the significance of that name. So, let me pose another simple question. Yeah, she kinda does. Sweat was a visiting student for the Empire of Great Britain. Why, then, is her name indelible associated with our own... Ooh. I forgotten the case from 9 months ago. But if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record. I still remember. That was the start of everything.
Yep, it's gotta be somewhere on that. Unless there's something else here you're gonna tell me is new. Giselle Brett. Behind the woman student persona was the face of... Queen Victoria! I cannot believe they would be happy enough to do. It was a killer.
Yes!
Yes! Oh, desk slam too. Ooh, she's so got it on pat. Giselle Brett. Yes, she was a killer. We never understood why she did it, though. The Empire of Great Britain, and it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation the incident occurred. Aeon, have fun and let me know of any bad ones and any great ones. Okatober? Yes, I was indebted to the man. He'd been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him to Japan as well as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wished to resolve rapidly. Indeed it was, which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court. Imperial University was arrested on suspicion of murder. A second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense. With Giselle as the Bert. Brett. Crime? Good question about the motive. Since life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion. Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett accordingly to our empire's laws. It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China instead. Why Shanghai? There's a British consular court there. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week. All that remained was our empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship. And yet, the very day before her departure, the English woman was killed! Only the day before? Yike. That will do. I'm satisfied the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant. Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency. Over the first hurdle. Now a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Ochi. As is your wish, Your Excellency. Alright. The repugnant crime took place on the 11th of August in broad daylight. Oh! Beach! Sets the Imperial set under the bright blue sky at a secluded bathing spot by the sea. The incident occurred inside a small beach hut erected for bathers to rest or change their clothes. The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung, which proved fatal. Ouch! Truth be told, that's grim. I kind of feel a little bad for her. There were two persons alone in the beach hut at the time of the victim's death, Miss Brett in her bathing attire, and the accused Remember Me. Accordingly, there can be no doubt of the accused's guilt, especially when considered she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady. Well, so... Hold on. Hold it. If that crime scene said she was in a bathing suit, what part of bathing suit is flock? Unless back then English bathing suits were so big that they made it look like a dress. I could see that now. And now attending this beautiful seminar of Her Royal Majesty, we have the Lady Brett wearing a fucking one piece. Description of events leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say. It's certainly true. Old-timey bathing suits? Maybe. Old-timey, wimey bathing suit. Don't forget old-timey, wimey. There's an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel and what he said about. Powerful motive. Easy. There's a blatant overstatement. Tut tut tut. Is the yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand? I beg your pardon? No matter, let's put this to the accused, shall we? Remember me, Sam. You are a research assistant at the Imperial University, I believe. Socrates laboratory at the moment. I can confirm that. The defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility. Fascinating to hear. Now another question. Prior to your work, Professor Mikataba, whose research were you assisting? Uh-oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. I think the word is... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, this is bad. He said, oh, no. So that's the motive. Revenge. Interesting. Then tell the court what deep-seated feelings you had towards the Englishwoman who killed him. It was filled with hatred for what she'd done, a powerful hatred.
Not helping!
The motive was revenge. Plain and simple, Your Excellency. Well, it was clearly a trap all along. That's the problem with it. It has to be done. To our defense. As a lawyer, I must pick up the prosecuting counsel what he said about. Oh, okay. More stuff. Yeah, they kind of do. Remember, Masan? Yes, what is it? Naruhara-san. Thank you. I'm really starting to wish we'd made my alias Ryotaro Sasato. Please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place, and why you were alone with her. That's a true point. There were other people present. A detective who was guarding Miss Brett for starters. I was just asked to accompany Miss Brett as a companion, that's all. Let's be clear, at the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. Oh boy. Bathing sojourn. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life. As we know, they're extradited to the British authorities in Shanghai. And the accused would never have an opportunity to dispatch her again. Thank you. So, prosecution counsel who enjoy using provocative tricks like that. But for now, at least, we need to assemble more facts. Try not to let them goad you. Oh dear, this is really terrifying. That's right. Okay, we need to know all of the facts. Okay, we might as well get them all. If I may, Prosecutor Ochi.
What do you want, you fresh-faced young yokel student?
I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot.
Ha! My apologies. Clearly my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkins upon my...
Bathing spots are the latest trend in health practices from the West. Excuse me. Told that bathing in the water of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, excellent for the skins. No, that's not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Brett had, to all intents and purposes, be found guilty of murder. Why would a known criminal be relaxing by the sea? A valid point. For old time's sake, I believe. Miss Brett was to depart for Shanghai the following day. Her final wish, as it were, was to enjoy a day at our country's wonderful coast. And the British Embassy put extreme pressure on our government to comply. They allowed a last wish to be a trip to the beach? Foreign powers. As of diplomacy, it seems we don't even have the courage to decline the words of a known criminal. Well, don't look at me, professors. I won't get permission, not I. We'll finish this little segment and then we'll stop there for the day. In fact, a murder took place.
I said, don't look at me. It was still girl who did it, not I.
I wouldn't provoke the man if you don't need to. Alright. That's all for now, I think. Right. There we go. Now we end it. Right. So, with that said, that's all for tonight, and this time we are ending it here. No furthers. Might as well fresh this when we go. Right. But with that said, that's all for tonight's episode. And at this point, I will see you all when we come here next time. When that will be, I have no idea, but I know we're going to keep going with this a lot more later. But with that said, we'll see when we get around to this. If you want to keep up and know when we're doing this again, go and check out the Joy Charge Twitter, or check us out at our Discord, whichever you prefer to do. You know where we are. But with that said, if you were charged with joy with this stream, be sure and hit the subscribe or follow wherever you're watching this clip. Until then, everybody, I will see you all for the next episode. But until then, let's see what adventures await us for the second journey. Will Susato be able to get her friend off? What exactly happened with Miss Brett? And where exactly will this adventure lead? But until then, we'll have to tune in next time to find out. So until then, everybody, this is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers signing off on Let's Play Live The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 Resolve. Stay charged and catch you all later. Goodbye. No, please.
I'm gonna have such fun with that with Gib.
Oh, I'm in DM mode. Monday will be fun. Bye. Okay, Lawrence, turn it off now.